Hi, welcome back to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today, I'm going to be making a tulip jar. So here's the base and here's the cover. I made this myself and I'm not quite sure that the base is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot and see. If not, then I'll have to remake the base. But right now, I want to give it a shot and see if it's even going to come out the way I'm thinking it will. We're making it in golden yellow today because tulips, springtime, lovely flowers. And that was a good scoop, but I'm going to give it another good scoop because what I have here is 8 ounces of Bondcrafter 1-to-1 epoxy resin. And I don't think I'm going to take all 8, but I do have something on the side that I need to be filled. So I figured I'd make the 8. And if it works, yay. If it doesn't, then I'll have to make up some more. I think this should be okay. And I'm just pushing it down, getting it wet before I turn on my mixer again. Okay, so the kid's going to play some music and I'm going to get this mixed up. Check my color. And I can still see my stick through there. The yellow is a beautiful color, but you often have to use more than what you think you're going to need. I'll put more of the magic yellow in. One more scoop should give us what we're looking for. And this is the magic yellow from Resin. Much better. Okay, we're going to stick with that. I'm going to get this through the bubble machine and we will be right back. And this has been through the debubbler. You can see those micro bubbles on the top, which is easily dealt with. I have scraped my bottom and my side. We're going to give it a shot. Doing my base, and I'm hoping that it works because I have a little divot here that I didn't expect to be there. So I'm hoping that it works. If I have to, I will have to make a new base, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm going to pour this in. Oh yeah, hopefully it does work and I don't have to make a new base because that's a lot of silicone. I am not trying to dome this because this is a hand cut mold, so it's not completely even. So leave that alone, just like that. I think that would benefit from a lift, a little lift, not a big one. So I'm going to use my scraper here and just kind of give it a little bit of a lift on the bottom because I noticed that the bottom is more full than the top of the flower. Just give it a little lift. That's good. Okay, now the cover. The cover should be okay. And this is interesting because, and I almost painted in, there are flowers indented on the top. I almost painted it in, but for today's, I think I'll leave it alone. I'm just going to go straight up yellow and we'll see what happens. And again, I'm not trying to dome this, but it does take quite a bit of resin because the way this is, oh no, I don't have enough. The way this cover is there's a lip and we need the lip in order for it not to slide off the top of our jar base. Okay, so I'm going to scrape out my cup and get as much resin in here as it possibly can. And I'm going to have to make more resin because it's not anywhere near full. Now, I did say I wasn't doming it. I'm not. I just need it to be full so that I get that lip so that our cover fits our jar because otherwise it won't fit. It'll just go sliding right off. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I need at least 2 more ounces, but I need more because a while back I had made a mushroom lamp. And if you didn't see that, check it out. It was pretty cool. But when I had some leftover resin, I made the base of a mushroom jar. And I never did go back and make the top. So although I painted the top, I never filled it with resin. So I'm going to mix up more resin for my jar top and I'll color that yellow. And then when I'm done with that, with the leftovers, I will pour it into my mushroom cap, which is here. I already colored it in. He's just waiting for some resin. So I'm going to do that off camera because you know what it looks like to mix resin. And we'll be back when it's time to demold and see if this even worked out. Fingers crossed. All right, see you in a bit. And we're back. And I think we'll do the extra first. Okay. So the extra was the top of the mushroom jar. That wasn't extra on a prior video that I never actually got around to demolding. How's that? Okay, those pieces are too big to come off with the tape, so I will scrape them off. Okay, a little sharp, so that's gonna need to be the bird. Oh no, please tell me that's not a bubble.
That's not a bubble.
Huh, see, there's a white spot there, and there's a white spot there. So I'm hoping. No. Oh, there's a bubble over there where I wasn't seeing a white spot. I mean, you can see the color is still in the mold, which I shall have to clean out. Baby wipes to the rescue. That's actually a really pretty color. So what happened was I took the remainder yellow from the lid, the second part of the lid, and I mixed it with sapphire blue from Renfield, but that wasn't working to change the color enough. So I added dark blue from Recollections. I still didn't have quite enough at the end. So what I did was I dropped blue glass cabochons in it. And they look like these. And I just dropped it in. And it brought up my levels, but apparently I have bubbles and I can fix that. It's fine. You can't see it from the top. This needs to be deburred. It's a bit sharp. And here's the jar itself, which also has a sharp edge. You know what I find interesting about these molds? I love these jar molds because they have texture on them. Did you see the texture, kid? See that?
It's got the wiggles.
The wiggles, yeah. Well, and it's on the bottom too. I do need to deburr it, but it does fit.
Wow.
That's a cute one. I like that. Okay, so that will get fixed up later, but they're done now. Okay, cover first.
Sure.
Okay, cover first. Okay, so that needs to be deburred. It's a little sharp because there was some shrinkage. I had a bubble here. You can see it. It's not that bad and it's not on the edge, so it can be filled. And that's our top. Isn't that cute? You see the bubbles? This is our first pour, so there's a little bit of silicone there, but you like it? Okay, so that's the top. That worked. This is the part I was concerned about because I wasn't sure if the inside was going to work out. I'm going to flip it. Oh, sorry about that. I am pushing it against my body to pull it out because this is a homemade mold, so it's kind of thick to squeeze it. Hey, check that out, kiddo. Now, it does have a little bit of wiggles where, yeah, that divot happened. So I can either try to repair the mold or I can redo the mold. Oh, there's a little bit of red there. I knew that was going to happen. It was in here and I couldn't get it out. It's cute. And the cover does fit. It, like I said, it needs some trimming. But because it needs a trimming because of the overpour. I overpoured it and it shrank. I kind of knew I was pouring it too much, but what I need to do is mark my mold better, like where to stop. Because it's a handmade mold, hand cut. I didn't want to underfill it, but at the same time, I was concerned about shrinkage. So now I know better. A little less. Burring tool goes around the edge, the sharp edge, just to get that sharpness off. Now, here's a good. I love the deburring tool, but I angled it wrong, and I did scratch the surface there. Pepsi wants everybody's attention. He's saying hi, and okay, and there you go. So it worked. I may be redoing this mold if I can't repair it. I might be able to repair it though. You see, there's a little cut right there that shouldn't have been there, and it's showing up on the final piece. So there is our tulip springtime mold, and you know it can be made in any color repeatedly over and over and over and over. It's nice. I think you know, like even for like, I know we passed it, but even for like Easter, you could put in some Easter candy wrapped, of course, because although Bondcrafter does say it's food safe, I still keep a wrap on my food before I put it inside or on top of any of my resin stuff. And not just Bondcrafter, any. So that is not sharp anymore, except for right there in the corner. Okay, good deal. All done. Perfs. I think next time I might actually color in the petals of a flower, perhaps. Because like these are like daisies and these are like lily buds, I think. I don't know. Maybe. So there you have our completed yellow tulip jar. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you for joining us here in the game room. I had fun and I tried something new and I learned what mistakes to avoid and how to fix them. Join us again next week. I'm not sure what we're doing, but whatever it is, we will endeavor to make it fun. In the meantime, don't forget to play. See you soon. Bye.